Morning. Good morning, everyone. I'm Terry Baciuello. I'm the Vice President of Economic Development for Economic Alliance. And I'd like to welcome you all to our coffee chat this morning. Gary, unfortunately, is not able to be here this morning, but he does say hello. And we really appreciate your attendance this morning. We are happy today to present the state of the utility. As many of you know, Snohomish County PUD was established to serve the community with electricity back in 1936 through a vote of the people following the Pacific Northwest Public Power Movement, which was authorized under the Rural Electrification Act. In 1949, PUD expanded to become the county's primary supplier of electrical power, serving Olive County and Camano Island. PUD also operates a major water system in Snohomish County, which includes 4 treatment plants and 17 reservoirs. And supplies water to approximately, I know it's just got covered up here, approximately, how many people? 22,500 customers. Today, Snohomish County continues to be a trailblazing organization as a national leader in carbon-free energy. PUD started its work in developing green energy in the 1980s and currently offers a fuel mix including hydroelectric, wind, biomass, solar, nuclear that make up its supply of 98% carbon-free power. Speaking today on behalf of the PUD is Mr. John Haarlow, CEO and General Manager of the Snohomish County PUD. This General Manager leads 1,000 employees at the PUD, some of which will be on the phone today, and manages a $700 million annual operating budget and has been there since 2018. Has become CEO in 2018, was there about a year before that. He came to this position with about 30 years of ground up electrical technical experience in development, operations, and maintenance, and various leadership positions from New Mexico, Indianapolis, Central Illinois. His technical skills are further leveraged through a formal accounting education and 10 years as a member of the Electrical Workers Union. In my view, it's rare to see a CEO with such command over an operation as Mr. Haarlow. We are also proud to introduce the General Manager and PUD Executive CEO, who also serves on our EASC board as a trustee. So welcome, Mr. Haarlow, and we look forward to your presentation about the state of the utility this morning.
Thank you very much, Terry. Well, good morning, everyone. I think we are going to put up a presentation. Got to have a PowerPoint these days. So yeah, thank you for the introduction, Terry. My name, as Terry said, John Haarlow. I'm the CEO, General Manager of the Snohomish County PUD. And a huge thank you to the Economic Alliance for this opportunity to be in front of you today and tell our amazing story. We had a chance to do this last year, and I heard some good responses from our EASC members. And today I'd like to take that conversation a little farther. I'd like to talk about some of the challenges the PUD faces and how we plan to overcome them. It's also important to focus on the exciting opportunities we have and how bright our future is for all of us here in Snohomish County. You may all find this a little hard to believe, but this is truly an exciting time to be in the boring old utility business, and the PUD is uniquely situated to meet a myriad of demands, from clean energy requirements to climate change and the coming electrification push. There are challenges on the horizon, but we see them as tremendous opportunities. And we are very fortunate that the folks who make up Team PUD are poised and ready and extremely qualified and energized to take on those challenges. I feel privileged and honored to work with all of those who make up our Team PUD. And as Terry mentioned, we are Public Power. And just a quick refresher on who we are. We are Public Power, both power and water, created by a vote of the people nearly 86 years ago. Our mission remains the same: to provide safe, reliable, and environmentally sustainable power and water to our communities. And we do all of that for you, our customers and owners, with incredible value. And as you can see at the bottom of the slide, our tagline is energizing life in our communities. And we take that job to heart, and we know it is critically important. We serve more than 850,000 people and 20,000 businesses, making us the second largest public power in the Washington state and the 13th largest in the country. And that puts us in a unique position to shape policy and invest in a better future, while at the same time serving our neighbors and friends. 15 years ago, we were one of the first utilities in the nation to adopt a climate change policy. That decision has resulted in a power supply that is now 97, 98% carbon free. While other utilities pledge to go carbon free by 2050 or beyond, we are well on our way and have been doing so for a while. So when you turn on your electric furnace or heat pump in the winter, or charge up your electric vehicle, you can be glad you're doing it with the clean, renewable power, most of it produced by hydropower, like our very own Jackson hydroelectric project situated near Sultan. As public power, our rates are not for profit. We invest our customers, again, who are our owners, rates back into the grid to make it more reliable. We fund innovative projects that push the future of energy, and we help vulnerable members of our community stay warm and keep the lights on. We have a diverse group of more than 1,100 people, some of the smartest people I've ever had the pleasure of working with, and we are hiring more extremely talented people, and quite frankly, at a record pace. Our commitment. The world and our communities are changing faster than ever before and pushing us to change with them. We cannot be static. Our PUD executive leadership team began work on a new long-term strategy and strategic plan in early 2020. But of course, we were almost immediately interrupted by a global pandemic, giving us a perfect example of why it is critical to have clarity around our purpose and mission, as well as a set of values and strategic anchors to act as our North Star. We paused our strategy work while we responded to the immediate impacts of COVID, but resumed it as soon as we were able. And there is so much uncertainty in the world. Having a long-term strategy to guide and anchor us is invaluable. Our first focus was on creating clarity around the fundamental aspects of what we do, meaning our mission, and why we do it, our purpose. It's our commitment to our communities and our customers, and it's what drives us every day to be better than the last. That work now serves as the foundation for development of an updated long-term strategy and our strategic priorities. It is woven into everything we do. And as we move through this presentation today, I think you'll see its underlying current. And I'll talk more about our strategic plan just a little later in the talk. So let's look at 2021 in review. First, as I know it was for many of you as well, 2021 was a tumultuous year. The roller coaster ride of the pandemic was coupled with economic strife, political divide, and societal inequity. Like you, we had to navigate that while continuing to deliver our best every day. It has taken a toll on our workforce. Our people have had to withstand near constant changes in COVID protocols, feelings of isolation at times, and inequity, and the loss of friends and loved ones. But I am so lucky. Team PUD is full of talented professionals who love their jobs, love the PUD, and are super dedicated to our customers and the communities we serve. And they absolutely bring their best each day. In fact, we started virtual all hands town halls on the third Thursday of each month this past year. And I got the questions straight from our people on what was on their minds and areas that we needed to continue to learn, adapt, and get better. And I truly believe in many ways, 2021 has prepared and enabled us to tackle the challenges and opportunities in 2022 and beyond with vigor and enthusiasm. We are really looking forward to 2022 with much optimism. But first, let's just take a quick look back at 2021, which we can consider a year of record breakers. Along with everything I just mentioned, 2021 also brought with it extreme weather. Record-breaking heat in June and bone-chilling cold just a few months later at the end of the year. We also saw atmospheric rivers that seemed like they'd never end, and of course, our usual windstorms. Extreme weather events like this have a significant impact on us. Not only do we have to clean up after storms and spend long days and nights restoring power, but extreme heat and cold stress our system and employees. It can also force us to purchase expensive power to meet soaring demand. These kind of heat and cold events, coupled with market irregularities, wildfires, and other unpredictable factors, is what brought the Texas grid to its knees last year and continue, quite frankly, to stymie California's grid. And we saw record-setting usage. With weather anomalies like the extreme heat and cold events and the increased threat of wildfires, seemingly a preview of our future, we must plan for them. But we have a major advantage in the Pacific Northwest: clean and renewable hydropower that is there when we need it. As the mercury spiked in June, our customers cranked up their AC units, and we broke our summer peak demand record by nearly 200 megawatts, which is 25% over our previous summer peak, an astronomical level on par with the record temps. We also shattered our water usage record by more than 3 million gallons, or 43% over previous peak. We also set new winter peak demand records during the extreme cold spell in December. And I do not believe these peak events are going away, and our planners are well aware of the need to have enough power to meet this growing demand. Thankfully, again, because of the Pacific Northwest hydropower resources and the PUD having exceptional planning teams, we had the power and outstanding grid performance to keep the lights on and enable our customers to keep their homes and businesses comfortable. During the heat event, we turned our Jackson hydroelectric project up to nearly maximum output. And because of the proactive planning, we were able to maintain healthy water levels for fish in the Salton River. It's this type of planning we must have if we're going to meet the challenges of a changing climate. How we powered through 2021. We did a lot to deliver on our community commitment in 2021. We turned on innovative projects like our Arlington microgrid, which is situated near the Arlington Airport. Our microgrid will demonstrate how solar power combined with battery storage can increase reliability and provide good grid support for critical infrastructure. It will inform us on how we design and build future microgrids, including 2 grant-funded projects we were awarded with the Tulalip tribes. We also have 2 of the country's first Nissan vehicle-to-grid electric vehicle chargers at our Arlington microgrid site. These will allow a collaborative effort to test not only charging electric vehicles, but how we can put that energy and power from the electric vehicles back onto our grid. We see vehicle battery storage as one of the potential solutions for meeting our future energy and capacity needs. We launched new cutting-edge programs like our Flex Energy pilots, giving our customers more choices and options for how to save money and save energy. We're partnering with municipalities and local organizations to make EV charging more equitable and more efficient. Just to mention one of those exciting projects, we received grant funding to install a magnetic resonant charger at one of Everett's transit bus depots, allowing electric buses to charge simply by rolling over the charger during its time in the depot. How cool is that? Additional grants will fund the installation of public EV chargers at Hope Workstation and our downtown headquarters building. And we continue to offer customers rebates for EV chargers and for EV charging, hoping to give prospective buyers that little nudge they need to go electric. We work toward a more sustainable future. On the property of our Woods Creek hydropower project outside of Monroe, we planted a food forest to grow, harvest, and donate fruit. We distributed pollinator kits to local students to promote healthy ecosystems and launched a new fish trap in the upper reaches of the Salton River to better understand fish migration patterns. And we battled storms and restored power in rugged conditions. We hooked up the most customers since 2007, and we helped our customers save more than 20 million kilowatt hours of energy. And what is so exciting about all of this, our customers and our communities have noticed. PUD customer satisfaction numbers are growing. And for me, even more importantly, is when I'm out and about, I'm hearing great things from our customers and communities. But that is not to say I or we as an organization don't hear from time to time from customers where we missed the mark. And I want you to know, we want that feedback and take that feedback extremely seriously. And we dive into the issue and figure out what we need to do to address those concerns. So in the future, our customers are delighted with our level of personalized service. That is the spirit and the culture of continuous improvement that we are laser-like focused on, and one of the areas that I am most proud of our team PUD. And let me provide just one example. Our ultimate goal is to achieve a J.D. Power's customer satisfaction score of over 800, which would put us among the best of the best when it comes to customer experience and customer service for the utility industry in the country. And one area where we are listening to our customers is regarding getting more information from us when their power goes out. So, because of that feedback, your PUD team is working to deploy outage notifications. So when any of our customers experience a power outage, we will immediately send them an outage alert through a text or email, their choice, and let them know we are aware of their outage, that we will be dispatching line personnel to investigate and restore the outage. And we will also provide them an estimated time of the power will be restored. And then we'll send a follow-up text to let them know power is back on. And if you have any further issues, to please let us know. And we did accomplish some great things in 2021. And we did it all while valuing our employees and our customers' health, safety, and well-being above all else. Our safety numbers are at an all-time best. We have dramatically cut our personal injuries, our lost time numbers, and our preventable vehicle accidents, and certainly the costs associated with injuries and accidents. As safety permeates the culture of our organization, it becomes something we think about and focus on in all situations. And recently, we awarded a pair of our PUD line crew members with our General Manager Life Saving Award for helping save a woman's life up in Index. Working the snowstorm we had over Christmas a couple months ago, the two saw the woman cold and struggling in deep snow. They carried her to their truck, warmed her up, and got her help. And I am immensely proud that those are our people, and it's a reflection on our entire organization. Over the past year and a half, the PUD has engaged in an organization-wide diversity, equity, and inclusion initiative that is truly enhancing the way we relate to each other as colleagues and community members. We initiated a listening tour to hear from staff about their experiences and provided training to senior management to build skills on how to better lead diverse populations and how to facilitate hard conversations. We also stood up a cross-functional employee-led committee that has done some incredible work identifying and prioritizing specific actions and initiatives. Most of those based on the feedback we heard from our people, and those will be deployed in 2022 to continue our journey of ensuring all of our employees feel welcome and valued and can bring their diverse backgrounds, experiences, and perspectives to work every day and make a positive impact. We have uncovered areas of improvement and broken down some silos. And we still have a long way to go, but we are committed not only to our mission of the PUD, but also to the professional health and well-being of our employees. So let's talk about community partnerships. We know the pandemic affected every single one of our customers, and certainly some more than others. When the state shutoff moratorium was lifted, we didn't return to our regular shutoff practices. Instead, our customer and energy services group got super creative, and we proactively reached out to customers behind on their bills, and using a number of different programs and approaches, worked hand in hand with them to help make arrangements to get them back on track. We also distributed free energy efficiency bundles to income qualified customers to lower their energy burden. Truly a win-win. We have not only expanded our low income qualified assistance programs and streamlined the process to get help, but we've engaged county, state, and federal partners to take that help even further. We have assisted households through the Federal Emergency Rental Utility Assistance Program and through LIHEAP, which is a federal low-income heating program. Partnerships with Volunteers of America of Western Washington, Cocoon House, Workforce Snohomish, and Snohomish County Human Services have helped accomplish these results. While many of these programs remain ongoing, the partnerships and the collaboration we've established will continue well beyond the pandemic and continue growing our community support. Though some opportunities remain limited due to the pandemic, we engage with customers in a variety of ways. We used our high voltage demonstration trailer to teach first responders and students about electrical safety. We hosted holiday lighting exchange to give away energy efficient holiday lights. And we gave food harvested from our Woods Creek food forest to local food banks. Our education programs pivoted, teaching local students virtually. Even in the depths of the pandemic, we made sure students were able to learn about conservation, safety around electricity, and the importance of hydropower and renewable energy. So 2022 and beyond, we now look forward. As society emerges from the pandemic, change promises to continue apace in our industry and our community. How do we keep our commitments in an ever-changing world? How do we navigate the coming challenges? How do we ensure we're on solid ground in 20 years? How do we meet increasingly varied and higher expectations? The utility business is shifting and moving. The challenges on the horizon can keep me up at night at times, but I really do see them as extraordinary opportunities for your team PUD to demonstrate what we truly are all about when it comes to ensuring our customers and communities have reliable, carbon-free, and environmentally sustainable power and water at an exceptional value. We have near-term opportunities and challenges, and there's plenty we're dealing with right now. I'm not breaking any news here, but the local economy is booming. Our communities are growing. We hooked up more than 6,000 new customers last year, the most in 14 years. Our customers' electrification needs are increasing as communities move away from natural gas. Our residential and commercial usage patterns changed as much as more of our neighbors and residents work from home. Rapid commercial and industrial growth is nonstop. Go out to Smoky Point. That area is booming, and it's not just Amazon. We have to ensure we meet that load growth. It's our job to meet that increased demand for electricity and water. Across our communities, that growth means new substations, additional transformers, more infrastructure, more equipment, more power, and more water. And EVs are booming. Did you catch the Super Bowl commercials? I sure did. Felt like every other commercial was an advertisement for EVs. Companies wanting to take their fleets all electric, like Amazon, United States Postal Service, FedEx. Public transportation like buses and ferries are going electric. That's a lot of power, and we know that we have to supply that power to keep society moving. It's an awesome task, and we have teams already working on the solutions for these opportunities that we will see come to fruition 10 and 20 years down the road. On top of all that, we are dealing with many of the same issues that you all are dealing with: supply chain issues, inflation, and labor market constraints. But I will say regarding the tight labor market, we are fortunate. We are not seeing significant employee shortage that our utility peers and many other industries are experiencing. We haven't had the mass exodus many utilities have seen. We continue to make the PUD a fantastic place to work, and we have actually had a number of our folks come to the PUD over the past few years from many of our utility peers in the region and even elsewhere in the country. But we are dealing with supply chain issues and significant cost increases from many vendors and suppliers. Transformers and other infrastructure materials are hard to find and now have much longer lead times. Again, our PUD team is being extremely creative in how we can mitigate the supply chain disruption. We are prioritizing projects, refurbishing old transformers, and doing a number of things to ensure we can continue to build and maintain a reliable electric and water system. And of all things, we are experiencing an envelope crisis right now. What happens when you can deliver power and water, but not a bill? We're asking customers to go paperless and pay their bill online if they can. In fact, I'll make that pitch here. Please go paperless. That will help us continue to have enough envelopes for those customers who can't go online. Also, as many of you know, weather is a huge disruptor in the energy business. Crippling heat, extensive flooding, more frequent cold snaps. Not only does it cause the demand for power and water to go up, but it can slow down response, delays deliveries, and damages the grid. How do we navigate an environment that is under stress? And that's our near-term focus. Over the next few years, we're focused on 3 key areas. We are working hard to modernize and harden our system to continue the reliable delivery of power and water we're known for today. Not only must we have the infrastructure to be able to deliver power and water whenever and wherever our customers need it, but we must ensure that we have supply resources in place to meet those increasing needs. Now, I know you all think I'm kind of biased to our PUD team members, and you're right, I am, but I have good reason to be. I am being straight with you. We truly have some of the most talented people in the utility industry right here at your PUD. They are highly regarded in the region and in many cases, even the country. Our engineers work to ensure that we have the required capacity to serve rapid growth. Our electric and water crews construct the capital investments that do just that. And our resource planners make sure that we have the power and water we need to serve our communities. And hydropower is the backbone of our system, and it will continue to be in the future. But as we move towards a future with clean energy mandates, we will explore all options to get to 100% clean energy, including solar and wind, utility scale energy storage. And that's not just battery storage, but technologies like compressed air and hydrogen, and technology-enabled energy efficiency and conservation. We are also extremely excited and optimistic about the range of future innovative technologies under development, especially including those in our own service territory, such as helium. Our grid must also become more resilient to known and unexpected threats. We have teams working hard to ensure that we can predict, prevent, and recover from major events like storms, wildfires, earthquakes, and cyber attacks. New transmission and distribution lines and upgraded substations will provide increased ability to serve growing communities like Stanwood, Lake Stevens, Monroe, Camino Island, and the Smoky Point area. We will be deploying technology and equipment that can automatically restore outages on the grid, which will greatly reduce outage times in highly impacted regions like Darrington and our East and North County areas. Our Connect Up program, which will install smart meters on every home and business in Snohomish County and Camino Island, will enable tremendous benefits for both us and our customers. Improved reliability, a significant increase in data and information to enable energy efficiency efforts, customer tailored rate designs, improved demand response and distributed energy resources effectiveness, and much, much more. Our Arlington microgrid includes technology that is some of the first in the nation. What we learn from the projects will inform us and others on how best to build future systems that can be islanded in times of natural disaster or extended outages, keeping the lights on during critical times. As critical infrastructure, our system is under near constant threat. An organizational focus on cybersecurity is critical, and partnerships like ours with the Washington State National Guard's Cyber Division keep us on the forefront of data and system protection. We are committed to meeting customer expectations as they continue to grow. New and improved communication and self-service tools, including a new easy to navigate website and customer portal, has helped boost our customer satisfaction numbers, but we are not finished. Technology enhancements coupled with our amazingly creative customer service teams promise to bolster our customers' experience. A peek into the near future shows our customers will be able to do move-in and move-out transactions totally through our customer self-service portal without ever having to speak to a customer service rep. Enhanced billing and payment features, and even prepay options. Our Flex Energy pilots will help us understand how we can best involve customers in helping us keep power reliable and affordable for everyone. These tools can help us reduce energy usage during the critical hours on the hottest of hot days and the coldest of cold days. The less power consumed during these times means less money spent on market purchases and cleaner power for our customers. And we must combat climate change. The danger when electricity, wind, and dry conditions mix has greatly impacted utilities in California and Oregon, and we are not immune. And we are all over it. We have a team that has stood up a wildfire mitigation plan and program, and we will continue to improve our program as we learn the latest technologies and operational tactics. Locally sourced generation, like our community solar in Arlington and the soon to be built solar array in South Everett, and our small hydro projects in Monroe, combined with energy storage, can help us meet clean energy mandates and increase system resiliency. Environmental stewardship is a core value at the PUD. You can see it if you float the Salton River and see our work improving habitats for fish. You can see it in how we plan and build our new infrastructure. You can see it in our commitment to minimizing our impact to the environment. We see exciting horizons. This is a list that truly inspires me. I love thinking about what the PUD and the communities we serve will look like in 20 years. And I know the foundation that we're building now will help us get there. So what does that future look like? It looks like partnerships that support the vitality of our communities. It looks like customer tools that are responsive and immediate, allowing you to make decisions in real time to save money, save energy, and ultimately power your lives and businesses. It looks like a grid that is reliable, resilient, and powered by 100% clean energy. It looks like transportation and building electrification that meets community clean energy goals and works for our customers. It looks like vibrant urban communities, lively small towns, and economic expansion. And it looks like a workforce that is diverse, welcoming, excited, engaged, and proud to be a part of Team PUD and serve our community, customers and communities in amazing ways. We have a keen focus on the future. So how do we get to that future? It takes purposeful planning and consideration for what the next 20 years might bring. How might our communities change? What will they need from us to help them thrive? What opportunities will we have to do things different or better? To help us develop our long-term strategic priorities and plans, we imagined multiple scenarios of what the future could bring. And we asked employees from across the PUD to tell us what it would take for us to live up to our purpose and our mission in those futures. The work gives us the insights we need to prepare for the opportunities and challenges in front of us, helping us all work together toward common goals. We are now working on our strategic plan for 2023 through 2027, and we're excited to be bringing our future into clearer focus. As the realities of running a utility shift, we must make plans to ensure we deploy and integrate new technology onto the grid. Our distributed energy resource planning team looks at how we can meet customer energy demand in other ways than building new power plants. Microgrids add resiliency to critical customers and can keep society running even during a crisis. The Clean Energy Transformation Act will take all of us. We must collaborate with regional peers to ensure resource adequacy for the entire Northwest. And we will have to partner with local organizations and businesses to build a capital plan that is right-sized for the needs of our community as it electrifies. Our integrated resource plan, which looks 20 years in the future to ensure we have enough power to serve our customers, must be framed so that we meet state clean energy mandates put forth by the Clean Energy Transformation Act. Conversely, our water utility must also plan to meet the needs of a growing water customer base in the shadow of drought and climate change. I believe in the saying, good planning makes for good results. And I also believe exceptional planning makes for exceptional results. And that is your PUD's focus and vision. And energizing the next generation. We are building a future that the next generation can be proud of. They will be the professionals, the skilled trades, and leaders for our team PUD of the future. I want to leave them with a utility that is known for its commitment to being a powerful partner and providing exceptional value. When they think of the PUD, I want them to think of a utility that delivers world-class customer experiences, one that the communities we serve brag about, and strives to be the best electric and water utility in the country. That's what drives me, and that's what drives all of us at the PUD. And I would be remiss if I didn't point out in this slide, in the little guy in the upper left corner in the orange Carhartt sweatshirt. That happens to be my grandson. Couldn't pass up an opportunity to get his picture somewhere in the presentation. The others are actual pictures from students and children in our service territory. My grandson actually is over in Pullman, so he is at least in Washington State, but couldn't pass up an opportunity to give you all a glimpse of my grandson. So let's talk a little bit about awards and recognition. I'll leave you with this. It's just a list of a few of Team PUD awards and recognitions that we received just in 2021. And the cat's not quite out of the bag on the first one. I believe the press release will come next month, but I did want to mention it here. We have been designated by the American Public Power Association as a platinum reliable public power provider. And this is given to only the best public power utilities in the country. And it is a testament to the work the PUD does every day. And this award is not given just for power reliability. It also includes exceptional customer service metrics, safety numbers, economic viability, and more. The recognition is a reflection of the hard work put in by Team PUD folks every day to deliver on our purpose and mission, which is providing essential utility services to help our communities thrive. Thank you, and I am ready to discuss more of any of the items that I mentioned or other questions and comments. Terry?
Okay, thank you so much. Congratulations on your award. It's always fun to be kind of in the inner circle about what's coming up, and we'll be looking for that press release. We have collected a couple of questions, and if anybody wants to submit a question, we'll do our best to answer them today, and we can always follow up through PUD with an answer. But the first question we got is, does the record-setting usage correlate with our population growth? And I sort of have a follow-on question to that is, are we expecting the growth this year to be even greater? Because I know a lot of people have been putting in air conditioning. The question comes from Council Member Don Vaney of the City of Arlington. So thanks for the question.
Yeah, thanks, Don. That's a great question. And I know this won't make practical sense, but the extraordinary increase in demand that we saw really isn't driven much by population or customer growth. It was more driven strictly by the weather conditions and the extreme heat in the summer and extreme cold. We have pretty significant energy efficiency and conservation programs in place, and we haven't seen significant load growth. There has been nominal load growth with customer growth, but it's not the big driver behind our increase in demand. And Terry, you made a comment though, as you asked that question, and maybe it was embedded in the question about AC load. I do anticipate after this past summer that we will have more folks buying air conditioning And I think the last numbers that I saw, we have about 40-ish plus % or so of residents that have air conditioning units in our service territory, which is really not a significant amount. But after last summer, if that number increases substantially, then I think we will see certainly increased load growth, especially if the temperatures continue to stay unusually hot in the summer. And we are typically a winter peaking utility. So the summer peak or the usage during the summer from that extreme heat was truly an anomaly. Great question.
All right. The next one is with the move to shutter carbon generation without commensurate increase in other generation methods and increasing demand throughout the West Coast, Dennis Sullivan is concerned about our county's impact and risk of extended outages given the interconnectivity to others. Please comment on this risky condition for us locally, from Dennis Sullivan.
So that's an excellent question. And certainly if you look at some of the situations that have occurred over the past few years, California, Texas, it's easy to kind of get to that conclusion with considerable load growth, especially from electrification and the resource adequacy issues that we have. I will tell you, with our 20-year IRP, we are still in good shape. We are predominantly a BPA customer, a Bonneville Power Administration customer. We get about 80% of our power from Bonneville. And again, our IRP shows we are in good shape, even with electrification. And we've built into the model, EV and electrification, growing electrification over the years. But we are still in pretty good shape. But I will say there are a lot of conversations going on across the WEC, and one of the big programs that has just been recently stood up and or is getting finalized is a resource adequacy program across the West. And that really is by and large taking a look at what's our resource and supply portfolio, and how do we manage that across the West. And there's continuing discussions on energy markets that will also play into how we are able to meet the continued electrification needs going forward. But that's a great question, Dennis. But I am confident we are in a good place.
Okay, couple more questions. This is about the tidal generation project. It also ties into one of the questions I was going to ask. I know that PUD has been really active in the Clean Tech Alliance, and that you're aware of companies like TerraPower, Zap, and Helion, who is actually on the phone today, who are trying to develop new sources of energy. I was wondering how you engage with these tech customers. And then Doug wants to know, is there any chance of a tidal generation project getting started up again? From Doug Slager.
So I'll address that last question first, and it is a great question, Doug. We are not anticipating standing up or exploring another tidal project at this time. And that much of that work was done prior to me coming to the PUD. But I think the permitting process and the extensive amount of R&D, it compared to some of the other emerging technologies, it probably doesn't make sense for us to go that route. But to the first part of that question, we are engaging. In fact, we just met, myself and two others on the executive leadership team at the PUD, just met with Helion last Thursday or Friday. Great conversation, really excited about their technology. Also TerraPower. Again, there's emerging technologies that I think are going to help pave the way for the future energy needs, and we are engaged with them. And I think I mentioned a couple in my comments, more from a storage standpoint, compressed air, hydrogen. Again, continuing the maturity of battery storage technology, even on EVs, and at the utility scale. Yeah, we are absolutely engaged, and from a battery storage technology standpoint, we are one of the leaders in the country in exploring those opportunities. So the short answer is we are adamantly engaged in the new tech and energy supply conversations.
So I was going to ask you about the water system, which is a significant operation in the PUD, and wondering about reduced mountain snowpack and how those are impacting your water supply, and is there issues or planning going on to address the water needs? I know you serve a major portion of the city of Everett. So what do you see on the horizon for the water utility?
Yeah, from a water supply, we're in good shape. And the snowpack actually affects more of our hydroelectric production than it does our water system. We take water from the city of Everett, which is, and we really have a good supply of water, both from the city of Everett as well as our own wells. We don't really see any issues from a water supply standpoint.
Melody Daisy at the Sky Valley Chamber, who's their economic developer out in that area, would like to know how do we reach out for more information on community outreach, education, and community engagement? And Heather did share a link to items that are being shared, events that are happening. And she talked about the power committee, or anyway, so there was some information there for people watching. I also had heard, I work frequently with Doug O'Donnell and Tom Hovde and Brenda White. And I heard that you guys are starting a new program around helping new development at the time of construction design build energy efficient mechanisms into the plan. It makes a lot of sense rather than just trying to retrofit afterwards. Is there anything you wanted to share about that program?
Oh, that's a great question, Terry, an exciting question. We have our energy services teams, and then as the folks, our key account teams, Doug O'Donnell, Tom Hovde, are really super engaged with the new developers, especially on the commercial buildings, to try to build in electrification, even providing some help and support in trying to get the different standards and environmental standards for the buildings and how they're built. That's a huge opportunity that we see for us, both from an energy efficiency standpoint as well as from an electrification standpoint. And if folks want any more information, we are happy to connect with them in those topics.
All right. Ramvi Tolan from Snohomish County asks, other than going paperless, what are the recommendations you have for consumers and businesses to be good stewards?
From a environmental standpoint, paperless is one that we are encouraging, both from a cost and an environmental standpoint. I think more from for us at the PUD, it's the energy efficiency and conservation measures, making sure whether your homes are weatherized. Certainly, the recycling is part of that, and other LED light bulbs and other energy efficiency types of measures that you can take on your home.
Okay, and one last question from Doug Slager. He says he hasn't been able to convince his condominium association to put in electrical vehicle charger. Who can he speak with about having help to sell that technology to his association?
Shelly Patterson is our EV lead and manager, and she her and her team absolutely love to talk to Doug and his folks. Lots of incentives for EV chargers and EV charging.
So we're getting close to time, and I just wanted to acknowledge Commissioners Logan and Wolf on the phone today, on the Zoom call today. Thank you for your participation, along with the other 130 people listening to you today on this topic. I also got a message from Snohomish STEM, thanking you for your leadership in the education community, educating future leaders. Do you have any closing remarks for us related to today's conversation or things coming up?
I would just say how much we, the PUD, appreciates the partnership that we have across the county and Camino Island. It just, again, it feels, you know, I just celebrated my 5th year at the PUD, 5th year in the Pacific Northwest. And I am just blown away by the collaboration and the sincere commitment from everybody, businesses, our local legislative folks, just of how to continue to make this area prosper, meet the climate change challenge that we have coming forward. And PUD just feels very fortunate to be a part of that, and want to continue to, again, to grow those partnerships and grow that commitment to our communities in a positive way to help us all move forward.
All right, thank you. Thank you for your leadership. There was also an invitation from one of the commissioners to attend the March 8th PUD board meeting. The information was online, and you can find that at their website. EASC and the Alliance of the Public and Private Partners from throughout the county, creating jobs and working to grow companies and attract new business here, really believe that opportunity lives here in Snohomish County. With today's meeting, it's a great example of how we can come together as an allied community and participate, even in the face of a global pandemic. It's really a good, to your comments, it really does kind of show that. I know that Gary Clark and our CEO and Rich White, our board president, have been on the phone as well as many of our teammates. And we just invite all of the participants on the call to find out more about PUD, but also to find out more about EASC and what we're trying to do with our allied partners in the county. And we invite you to attend future coffee chats coming up every Tuesday morning. These are free. And also the annual State of the City of Everett. If you like today's topic on the state of the utility, you'll also enjoy the City of Everett's update. And then in March, we will have future coffee chats on clean tech and clean innovation that we invite you to participate on. So thank you so much, everyone, for your participation. And unless you have anything in closing you'd like to say, I think we can give everybody back 5 minutes to their day, and hope that they can use that conservatively and wisely as you do your power. Thank you.
Thanks, Terry. Really appreciate the invitation and having the opportunity to share with everybody today. Thank you.
Thank you.